Dearest e-grader and delightful friends, a very good day to all of you. I am Shankri Venugopal with student ID number 860-830-235272-001. And today for our subject Dynamics of Adjustment ABPC 3103, we will be discussing on the topic Personality Development in Childhood. Firstly, let's begin by understanding what personality development actually means. Personality development refers to the process through which an individual's thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, basically the child's characteristics and traits, gradually develop over time. This process begins in the early childhood, which is the crucial stage for human development. During this period, children start to form their identity, their emotional responses, and their social behaviors. Personality development is influenced by several factors, including biological, which is the genetics, as well as social, and the environment, experiences like the family interactions and the surroundings. Simply said, the environment again. Because of this, early childhood experience plays a very important role in shaping a person's personality and behaviors later in life. Understanding these dynamics is absolutely essential in recognizing the importance of early childhood experiences in personality formation. Early childhood plays a very important role in shaping personality development. Early childhood is basically a very crucial stage for when many important social skills, emotional skills, and cognitive abilities begin to form. These experiences that the children have with parents, with their caregivers, with their environment can strongly influence how they think, how they feel, how they behave. When children grow up in a supportive and nurturing environment, they are more likely to develop resilience, confidence, and healthy social skills. However, negative experiences during childhood can affect their development. This may lead to very long-term emotional or behavioral changes. Therefore, understanding the importance of early childhood helps us recognize the need to provide a supportive and positive environment for our children. The biological perspective explains personality development through genetics and the biological influence. A child can inherit certain traits from their parents, such as temperament, energy levels, and emotional responses. This perspective closely related to the nature versus nurture debate, where nature simply refers to the inherited genes or characteristics. Physical traits like temperament can be passed on from parents and can influence how the child thinks, feels, and behaves. These inherited biological factors provide the foundation for personality development, which continues from childhood into adulthood. Research has shown that the temperament differences in children, such as being shy or even being active, can be linked to genetics and neurological factors. For example, a child who has very active parent, maybe even if it's one parent, if it could be inherited. If the child is active, it could be because a parent is very active. Now, let's move on to the next slide. Now, let's look at the psychodynamic perspective. This focuses on how the unconscious process in early childhood and experiences shape our personality. The psychodynamic perspective, according to Sigmund Freud, explains that personality develops through the interaction of the three components, the id, the ego, and the superego. The id represents our basic instinct and desires, such as the pleasure and the immediate need for satisfaction. The ego develops to help balance these desires with reality and logical thinking. Next, the superego. This represents our moral values and social values that children learn from the parents and the society at large. For example, a child may want to take a toy from another. The id, the wanting, that immediate, the desire and the craving for instant satisfaction. But the superego reminds them that taking it would be wrong, while the ego helps them decide how to ask politely instead. Now, let's look at the next slide. Now, let's look at lifespan perspective. This was developed by Erik Erikson, and this explains that personality develops through a series of psychosocial stages across a person's life. Each stage of a lifespan perspective involves a development conflict that must be resolved. The key childhood stages are trust versus mistrust, anatomy versus shame and doubt, initiative versus guilt, and industry versus inferiority. Successfully resolving these stages helps a child develop the confidence and independence and feel a sense of competence, which contributes to a healthy personality development. The trait perspective was proposed by Gordon Allport, and it explains personality through stable characteristics called traits. According to Gordon Allport, traits theory, personality is made up of consistent patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving that influence how individuals respond to different situations. These traits begin to appear during childhood and help to explain the differences between individuals. Some of these traits are also reflected by the Big Five personality models, commonly known as the Ocean model. Examples of traits include extroversion, which refers to being outgoing and energetic, agreeable, which refers to being kind and cooperative, and conscientiousness, which refers to being responsible and organized. For example, a child with high extroversion may enjoy talking to their classmates and participating in group activities, while a child with high conscientiousness may be more careful and responsible when completing their schoolwork. Understanding these traits help psychologists better predict children's behavior and understand how personality development grows. Now let's look at the next. Now we have come to the social cognitive perspective proposed by Albert Bandura, as you all would know, right? The famous Bobo doll experiment. He explains that children learn behaviors through observation and imitation, as the Bobo doll does, right? Children learn it all from their environment. Parents, teachers, peers often act as the role models, and children may copy the behaviors and they see whether it is being rewarded and accepted. Bandura also introduced the concept of self-efficacy, which refers to a person's belief in their ability to succeed in certain tasks or situations. When children believe in their abilities, they are more likely to try out new things and overcome the challenges and develop the confidence. Through observation, interaction with others, and personal experiences, children gradually develop behaviors and attitudes that shape their personality. And now we have come to the infamous humanistic perspective, influenced by Abraham Maslow and Carl Rogers. This focuses on personal growth and achieving one's full potential. The humanistic perspective believes that people naturally strive to become the best version of themselves. According to this perspective, a supportive environment that provides love, acceptance, and encouragement are absolutely crucial for healthy personality development. When children feel valued and supported, they are more likely to develop positive self-esteem, a strong sense of self-concept, and the confidence. Therefore, providing the child with all of these supportive relationships and experiences are crucial. For a quick example, right? When parents and teachers encourage and support a child, the child may develop to become confident and motivated to achieve a goal, to attain the best version of themselves. Now, let's go on to the next slide. One major factor that can influence personality development is trauma and adverse childhood experiences, also known as ACE. These experiences may include abuse, neglect, or growing up in a stressful and unstable environment, such as negative experiences can affect a child's emotional regulation, behavior, and their ability to perform and to form healthy relationships. In some cases, these experiences may lead to very long term psychological challenges. Research has shown that children who experience multiple adverse childhood experiences may face a higher risk of emotional and behavioral problems later in life. As mentioned earlier, childhood trauma can significantly affect personality development in several ways. Negative experiences such as abuse and neglect and family conflict are known as the adverse childhood experiences or ACEs. These experiences affect a child's emotional regulation, their self esteem, and their ability to form healthy relationships. Children who experience trauma may develop different coping responses. Some may respond with the flight, showing aggression. Others may respond with flight, avoiding stressful situation. Others may experience it by freezing, becoming emotionally withdrawn and distant, while others may fawn, trying to please others in order to avoid conflict. And in severe cases, some may flop, which is showing helplessness or a loss of control. Understanding these trauma responses helps educators, parents, and professionals provide appropriate support and intervention to promote healthier personality development. Trauma during childhood can significantly affect personality development. These experiences can influence how children see themselves, interact with others, sometimes leading to long term challenges to form healthy relationships and develop positive self concept. Next, let's look at the next slide. To conclude, personality development in childhood is influenced by a combination of biological, psychological, and social factors. Different psychological perspectives, including the biological perspective, psychodynamic perspective, lifespan, trait, social cognitive, and humanistic approaches, help us understand how children develop through thoughts, emotions, and their behaviors. Childhood experience plays a crucial role in shaping a child's personality and can have long term effects. Positive and supportive environments, such as a nurturing relationship, stable surroundings, and effective guidance, help children develop confidence, resilience, healthy coping skills, social skills, and relationships. Now, as we reflect, we really hope that we can make this world a better place for our children. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.